Coming up on today's show, Tesla finishes 2020 strong, continues to see its shares soar, is now worth more than Facebook, and Elon Musk is worth more than ExxonMobil. General Motors rebrands itself for the new age of electric vehicles, and a Porsche Taycan driven by the guys from Inside EVs smashes the electric vehicle Cannonball run record in the US. These stories and more coming next. Welcome to Transport Evolved News, TEN for short, the weekly news roundup show for the world of clean cars and transportation. I know some of you may still be in shell shock after just the first week of 2021, so let's take a break and think about some more positive things for just a few. This show is sponsored by the Electric Auto Association. Join them and help the switch from fossil fuels to electric today by going to electricauto.org. Shortly after ringing in the new year, Tesla announced its production and delivery estimates for 2020. They show that Tesla produced just shy of 510,000 cars and delivered just shy of 500,000 cars. While this means Tesla missed its delivery target, I don't think we can complain given what a year 2020 was, and Wall Street agrees, with Tesla share prices continuing to rise this week. They flirted with a price of $880 during trading on Friday. This makes Tesla worth more than Facebook, putting it fifth on the S&P list of the most valuable companies. In turn, Elon Musk is now officially the wealthiest man in the world, with a net worth of $188.5 billion, more than Jeff Bezos of Amazon and more than ExxonMobil is worth. It's great to see Tesla succeed, and I hope Elon will consider some philanthropic endeavours to help the world go renewable. How about it, Elon? It's common for automakers working on pre-production vehicles to cover their cars with full body wraps, designed to obscure the finer designs of their yet-to-launch vehicles. But it turns out that Rivian, which has been putting some very interesting non-standard wraps on its test vehicles of late, is in the process of finalising a factory wrap option for the Rivian R1T and R1S. The details aren't forthcoming yet, but based on some Twitter interactions between fans and Rivian this week, it does look as if Rivian is certainly considering an El Capitan wrap that one of its test vehicles was wearing in newly released photos. I think the vehicle wrap is a good idea for an off-road adventure vehicle. It helps protect the paint underneath, and unless I'm mistaken, can be cheaper than, say, a ceramic all-over coating. Plus, Tesla already offers it to its customers in China. Is it a yay or a nay? Let me know below. A year after it began series production of its long-range and performance Model Y crossovers, Tesla has now officially launched its rear-wheel drive standard range Model Y, as well as its long-awaited 7-seat Model Y option. While Elon Musk has been known to not be keen on launching a new Tesla with a sub-250-mile, 402-kilometre range, the standard range rear-wheel drive Model Y has an EPA estimate of just 244 miles, 392 kilometers per charge. It will retail from just under $42,000, and I think it will sell really well. As to the third-row seating option, that's available for all but the dual-motor performance Model Y and will cost about $3,000 at the point of order. Tesla says North American customers can order their new Model Ys now, with delivery expected in the next 2 to 5 weeks. General Motors has officially rebranded itself for a new electric vehicle-centric future. Announced on Friday, the rebranding takes the old General Motors logo and gives it a subtle makeover, with lowercase initials that make the M look a little like an electrical plug, as well as a blue gradient all over that is pretty much associated with electric energy these days. As part of the rebranding, timed to take place just before the 100% virtual CES 2021 next week, GM launched its Everybody In campaign. It's a campaign that's designed to focus on the future that electric vehicles can offer. Of course, rebranding is just marketing hype unless it's backed by a significant electric vehicle rollout across the company, as well as its sub-brands. Otherwise, it means nothing. This year, GM says we'll see several new EV launches, and I hope at least some of them will be aimed at more budget-conscious buyers, because the Cadillac Lyriq and Hummer EV most certainly aren't. Mercedes-Benz continued its pre-launch hype this week for the upcoming EQS sedan by showcasing the car's Hyperscreen, a massive one-piece display that stretches from one side of the car to the other. Unlike the Byton M-Byte screen, however, which was a long one-piece design with no changes in height across its entire width, the Hyperscreen is modelled on a traditional car dashboard setup. This means that in addition to sitting where a traditional dashboard sits, it's contoured and shaped to fit around the steering shroud, bulges in the middle where a traditional discrete touchscreen would be in a regular modern electric vehicle, and then tapers off to the passenger side. It allows display of information and interaction with it throughout its width, but it is far less imposing than the Byton M-Byte's display, or indeed the massive Cadillac Lyrics screen. Do I like it? Well, based on what I can see, it seems overkill, but then, personally, I prefer a clean, more classic dash approach. Designing an electric vehicle to use single-pedal driving, where lifting the accelerator pedal while in motion can slow the car down to a crawl or a complete stop, is fairly common in the EV world. But this week, Volkswagen argued why it hasn't used single-pedal driving in its new ID.4 electric SUV, choosing instead to limit accelerator liftoff to 0.13 G when it's in the B mode, and even less when it's in the standard driving mode. Volkswagen says this enables it to use an intelligent regenerative braking system called Eco Assistance that coaches drivers when they take their foot off the accelerator and intelligently alternates between coasting and light regenerative braking. For more heavy braking, the brake pedal must be used. For first-time EV owners, this setup might be preferred because it's more like a conventional car, but it would be nice to have the option to use a single-pedal setup for those who really want it. A mistake when setting up a Bitbucket Git service has led to a large part of Nissan's source code for its mobile apps, connected services, in-car capabilities, dealer networks, and much more being leaked online. According to news reports, someone at Nissan forgot to change the default password to the Bitbucket service, leaving the admin username and password combination in effect. We covered it this week and noted it does pose a security risk, depending on what was actually in the compromised code base. But as some of you have retorted, open source software is actually more secure, as it lets the community patch flaws as the software is developed. But since this was designed as a commercial software system, and some of the coding choices made by Nissan's team appeared to be less than good practice, it really is unclear at the moment what the implication of this leak will be long term. Watch this space. If you've been following Lucid Motors for the last year or so, you'll know that it announced at the end of 2020 it had completed production of its Greenfield, Arizona production facility. Completed in just a year, the facility will be home to initial global production of the soon-to-launch luxury Lucid Air sedan. But this week, rumours flew around suggesting that even though Lucid's first factory is not quite yet rolling production vehicles off the line, it recently switched to production validation vehicles, the final step before series production, Lucid is already looking to build a second facility. Sources close to the company told Bloomberg this week that it's in talks with its largest backer, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, to build a vehicle factory potentially near the Red Sea city of Jeddah. With oil in its way out, it makes sense for the Saudi PIF to get in on the ground floor with EV production. But I've not been able to confirm or deny this story yet. 10 years ago, the average range of a new electric car sat somewhere around the 76-mile or 122-kilometre mark. But as 2020 came to a close, the US Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy confirmed that the median range of all electric vehicles sold last year exceeded 250 miles, 402 kilometres per charge for the first time. In case you're interested, the actual median range was 259 miles, or around 417 kilometres. This rise is only a modest increase up from the median range of cars sold in 2019, but it was helped in large part by the introduction of brand new electric models into the marketplace, the expansion of choice for electric car buyers, and modest but significant increases in range for existing electric car models made possible by improvements in battery cell chemistry. It also means that there are fewer and fewer excuses for people not making the switch to electric. And I think that's a good thing. And now it's time for short shorts. China's most popular EV, the Wuling Hongguan Mini EV, sold an astonishing 35,000 cars in December, totaling a yearly sales volume of 127,000 units. That's not bad for a car that costs approximately $4,400. The Kandi K27 has been rated by the US EPA as having an official range of 59 miles, 94 kilometers per charge. Given its low sticker price, it may get some people interested, but honestly, I suspect most people will buy a used, longer-range EV from a more brand at the same price. 13 years after he founded Arcimoto, Forhmayer has officially been hired by the company as its president and CEO. It's basically a formality, but it will see his salary jump from $36,500 to $220,000 per year. Last year, all-electric cars accounted for 54% of all new vehicles sold in Norway, with plug-in hybrids adding another 20% on top of that. This shows that Norway is well on track to go fully electric in just 4 years' time, which is a truly impressive feat. Volkswagen has announced that it will be sending a new batch of ID.4 first editions to the US after completely selling out of the original launch allocations. The original batch was sold out in hours, and frankly, I expect the second batch will be too. Tesla confirmed in a new SEC filing this week that it signed a 2021 pricing agreement with Panasonic relating to the pricing of cells made by the company in Japan for use in Tesla's Model S and Model X. It does not refer to any Gigafactory production. Chinese automaker XPeng has teased new images of a brand new vehicle it will add to its lineup soon. Due to be unveiled on Saturday, that's today if you're watching the video when it's published, rumours suggest that it will offer impressive performance and decent range. The transition away from fossil fuels and towards electric vehicles has dramatically accelerated last year in the Netherlands, with EVs accounting for 69% of all new cars sold in December. It showcases that, like Norway, going electric is now pretty inevitable. And that makes me smile. A lot. The official one-year NHTSA investigation into claims of unintended acceleration of Teslas in the United States has cleared Tesla of all blame, concluding that every instance it investigated was the result of drivers pressing the go pedal instead of the stop pedal. Whoops. Canadian firm Li-Cycle has announced plans to build what will be the largest lithium-ion battery recycling facility in North America. It will be built in New York at the site of the Eastman Kodak complex. It will recycle 95% of all of the materials from the 25 metric kilotons of batteries it's expected to process annually. Hyundai said this week that it was in discussions with Apple about building Apple's top-secret Apple car. Then it backtracked things a little and noted that Apple was still in discussion with other automakers. Either way, the Apple car is expected to be at least 5 years away from production launch. General Motors is said to be working on production plans to build electric vehicles for its automotive partner Honda. It will build a Honda-badged EV in Mexico in the near future, as well as an all-electric Accura at the same Tennessean plant where the Cadillac Lyriq will be built. It's official. The Tesla Model 3 was the best-selling car of any type in the United Kingdom during December, which is an amazing accolade that's testament to how well Tesla's mid-size sedan fits into UK roads. EV sales continue to buck the trend, but COVID-hit UK is frankly struggling with all other car sales. EV startup Sono Motors announced its launch of its Sono Scion prototype next week will take place during the virtually held CES 2021. The car, which includes solar panels embedded into the body, promises to be versatile and energy efficient, so watch this space. As it pushes its new, more powerful, more stylish Toyota Mirai, Toyota USA is currently offering a $10,000 APR credit for anyone wanting to get one. It, combined with other incentives, means that people can now get a Mirai for under $20,000, but only if they happen to live in certain parts of California. John Deere has unveiled a brand new prototype electric backhoe that it's testing with US-based energy delivery company National Grid. It's said to be as powerful as the company's diesel-powered 310L backhoe, but it's not in series production yet. A Swedish company called Encana Marine has signed an agreement with Siemens to provide batteries for what will be the largest electric ferry fleet in the world. That fleet, totaling 23 24-metre-long ferries, will go into operation in Kochi, South India. SEAT has announced that its Mo eScooter and is now in series production in Barcelona, and in fact already on sale in Spain. Its urban electric scooter is designed for city life and will go on sale in 5 other European countries this quarter. The Chevrolet Bolt EV experienced a 26% increase in sales during 2020, despite the impacts of COVID-19 and it losing its federal tax credit. Nissan, meanwhile, has seen its Leaf sales drop by 22.7%. I'm guessing people are holding out for the Nissan Ariya or just choosing another automaker. And those are your short shots. There will be more next week. The residual value of electric vehicles has long been discussed, as cars like the Nissan Leaf and Chevrolet Bolt have failed to retain their value over a long period of time, while Teslas have enjoyed some of the lowest depreciation of any car in history. This week, however, we learned something rather interesting. In the United Kingdom, there's another electric car that's been retaining its value, while other EVs of a similar price point have dramatically fallen in value. That car? The Volkswagen e-Golf. Suffering just 25.1% depreciation since it was new in 2017, it has officially depreciated less than a Tesla, which is a truly amazing thing considering it doesn't offer the range, functionality or versatility of a Tesla, and of course doesn't have the over-the-air software update functionality. Then again, Volkswagen Golfs had a good reputation in the UK, so I'm guessing that probably helped. And finally, thanks to its supercharger network, it's long been known that if you wanted to get from coast to coast in an electric car as quickly as possible, a Tesla was probably the best way to go. But now there is a new champion of the EV Cannonball run from New York to Los Angeles, a Porsche Taycan 4S. For those who don't know, the Cannonball Run is a highly legally suspect challenge that many gearheads have attempted to see just how quickly they can drive across the United States. And in previous attempts, the EV world record was 45 hours and 16 minutes, set by a Tesla Model 3 in 2019. But on New Year's Eve, Kyle Connor from Inside EVs set a new record, managing 44 hours and just about 26 minutes, with an average trip speed of 64 miles per hour. However, that does include charging time, and while the Taycan is quick with charging, well, I think you know what that means. We cannot condone speeding, of course, but well done. And on that note, we are done for today. But before I go, I'd like to thank the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967, and they firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean green electric cars today. You can find out how to join, how to become a local EV educator, find local monthly meetups to attend, virtually at the moment of course, and find EV owners that you can talk to about making your own switch from petrol to electric by going to electricauto.org. We would all love it if you'd comment and subscribe to this channel, as well as consider supporting us using one of the many links below. You'll also find a link to our Discord chat room, which is free to join, so please give it a go if you'd like, and don't forget to check out our Redbubble TE merch store. I will be back next week, and the Aptera special that I promised you over the new year should drop on Tuesday. I am going to be in hospital midweek for a biopsy, and if you don't know about it, you can find out more here. So with any luck, we will be back to normal pretty soon. Until then, thanks for watching, stay smart, and keep evolving.